Well, guys, welcome back. Bottom left corner, Monster, creative play. I was really surprised. I've known Monster is good. I just thought Jaedong was going to walk all over him, and Monster is saying, I'm having none of that.
Yeah,
he was.
Jaedong kind of was walking all over him at first, and then
the surprise factor.
And then Monster did that Nidus.
Yeah.
And Jaedong had spread creep, so it made Monsters. You know what I'd do in that situation if if that ever happens? Actually, Robin, the first time that does happen, we're gonna know. We're gonna know exactly why. And what I mean by when that happens is Jaedong one day will kill his own creep tumors when he's ahead. He'll be substantially ahead in the game, and he'll kill his own creep tumors. And everybody will be like, why is he killing his creep tumors?
Be like, well, Robin and Kibbles have the answer for you.
I mean, the odds of us casting that game will probably be slim, but we'll be like,
superhero casters.
It happened, dude. Jaedong just killed his own creep tumors, and that's why, man. Because that didn't help Jaedong at all. Ling Muta, well, it made it pretty tough. Those queens were substantially more effective because they were on creep.
Well, let's see what the plan is for both our players. Both are joining up quite heavily now. Monster did do the 15 hatchery last game, into the 15 gas, into the 15 pool. So he went for a very greedy opening, and one that worked out for him. Unfortunately, Jaedong's kind of outplayed him when it came to defending the aggressive play that was coming from him.
Yeah.
But Monster could do the same build if he wanted to. Unfortunately, it looks like here he is going to go gas first into a pool, so playing safer.
He outplayed him a little bit in the early game, too. There's no excuse for losing a drone to 2 Zerglings, which is exactly
one getting
what
away,
happened.
too.
Yeah. Yeah, and the Zergling getting away. Definitely not the best play we've seen out of Monster. Now, remember, he did 2-0 Hyun, though. So, I mean, by no means is Monster completely outclassed here.
Well, it's still, at that point, you also got to think about the mindset. You've been going through this whole tournament, you're 2-0ing everybody, and suddenly you lose a game. Yep. Really quickly, actually, pretty easily. Your all-in was held really nicely. And it's going to mess with your mind a little bit. So now he suddenly can play a little bit more safer. He wants to get speed out really quickly. Just have this tech advantage available to him. Now, on the opposite side, Jaedong has expanded. He did get his pull first, though. So he will have a little bit of a delayed hatchery. But it is before that of Monsters.
Gas going down at 17 supply after pool and hatchery. Whereas Monster has already mined his 100 gas, started speed. And this could, well, nope, he's going to pull off gas. Okay. Pulls off a little bit late there, 12, but NBD. Overlord going to be poking in here in a moment. Managed to see that hatchery. And that timing is actually very, very apparent. Super safe play here out of Jaedong, going for the spine crawler on the high ground before he even makes a baneling nest.
Well, he saw no hatchery, so he's afraid of something really aggressive coming his way. He did go in and see that the drones were put off gas, but still there is a possibility of a Ling all-in. There's a hatchery finishes up, you put out an Overlord around 26 supply, and then you just pop out a ton of Lings. And I do this a lot on ladder, actually, if I see people playing really defensive, and you just go in for a really huge attack. So Jaedong's just looking out for any type of potential play like that happening.
No, that's a great point, actually. We don't see a second queen started yet, and this is actually a build that Katu now from Clarity Gaming, he uses in his ZvZ matches. Well, just one queen. You make the expansion, you send the queen down on the low ground, so it looks like, you know, oh, I have 2 queens. But you actually just, now he could start a second queen. I'm not saying he's definitely going for this all in, but if it is, this is a sustained, actually, how many drones? This is 14 drones. Now, this is exactly what you do. 1 queen, 14 drones, all in, all in, all in, all day.
He has created a baneling nest,
be able to hold.
He did take off his drones after gas. The Overlord came in and scattered it, and then he threw drones back on it. So, trying to surprise him a little bit with baneling suddenly showing up. But Jaedong has, of course, played a little bit on the smarter side here. Did fall up into his own baneling nest, so he's going to be very defensive. Speed has finished up. The timing's not lining up exactly well for Monster. But finally, his baneling nest does pop, and he's got the 4 created. And now, the Lings are going to be shown by the Overlord. Now, it's all to Jaedong and how he defends this. And he's pretty well set up. Spine crawler, a couple of queens on the ramp. It all comes down to his Ling control.
All right, well, Jaedong, let's take a look at his camera.
Look at him even going to look at the
units. He is reacting to him. He doesn't even need to look. He sees the minimap, knows what's on the way. Banelings will be crashing into the spawn crawler. Some trying to find their way to something effective. Most of those banelings dying without doing any damage at all. And the spawn crawler will be picked off, as well as 2 banelings. That was super nice there out of Monster. But has he done enough damage yet?
Well, the queens do pop down. They do have full health because they weren't actually surrounded. Oh, need to be a little bit careful there, Jaedong. Lings do get into the main. Is there a queen in the main? There is not. These drones, a couple of them will get picked off if Monster is very careful. He actually tries to focus down a couple of Lings here and is trying to make a baneling in the corner, scurrying around that one baneling very close here. Going to go ahead and focus down the spawn car, but can't do so without risk of losing his Lings.
Oh, he cannot. That queen is in such a beautiful position against the baneling nest. It only can allow 2 or 3, but suddenly all the Lings for Monster are gone. on. There's a few more here that will be able to morph into Banelings, but he's very limited on the mineral count. He does still have 3 on gas. You absolutely, at this stage, want to pull these off gas because you are pulling 150. You're completely limited by minerals. A little bit of a blunder here out of Monster as he's so intently focusing on this micro, averaging almost 300 APM.
Well, Jaedong's going to go for a counterattack. If all the offensive of your opponent are outside of your natural, just go for a counterattack and kill him and just defend. Now he focuses on his defense because at the end, Jaedong's main, there's actually Lings running right in, but all the drones have been pulled into natural.
Yep.
Nice play from
And
Jaedong.
there's Banelings there.
Yep, this is looking very dire here for Monster. Very curious that he went for a really strong all-in, but unfortunately the all-in is not going to be doing too hot.
He's only lost 1 drone, but he can't deal with the Zerglings. That's it. GG.
Jaedong holding that aggression like a stud. Didn't even bat his eye at anything, even went for the counter aggression at the perfect time. Just seriously, just straight up textbook defense / textbook play overall. Well done by Jaedong.
It really was. 2-0ing Monster. As you predicted, Robin. Good call, man.
It's not hard.
Moving
Jaedong.
next on to Symbol versus Bomber. Going to be a pretty exciting ZvZ. Symbol also 2-0ing a lot of significant players. We'll tell you all about it when we get back from this break.